So what do the globalists have planned for you? Well, to tell you the truth, not much. And nothing good, that's for sure. What they do is they plan to make problems and then they come and offer you solutions. But to get the solution, you have to give up something. And it's always the same playbook over and over again. It's nothing new. It's been going on since the Medicis when they wrote The Little Prince. Actually, it's been going on since before the Roman Empire. So it's not a new technique. So what are the globalists doing? Well, one thing they're doing is by allowing mass immigration into Europe or into the United States as they were doing, then now they'll have to come in with a draconian solution in order to meet the challenges that they're now facing that they created in the first place. The second thing is they need to defend democracy, they say, because we need to control your speech. We need to control what you can say, what you can post, and we need to censor you so that we can defend democracy. That's hypocrisy at its finest. What you're talking about here is a dictatorship. Dictators, totalitarian governments love to control freedom of speech because you can't run a totalitarian government without controlling what people say and actually what people think. So you need to also brainwash them with repeated lies, just like Joseph Goebbels did in Nazi Germany. If you look at any of the documentaries of Joseph Goebbels and the propaganda machine of Germany, or in Russia with Stalin, the same kind of thing. What they would do is they would repeat messages that were not true, but over and over and over again, and eventually, guess what happens? The general public, they believe that crap. Most of the people think that orange man, red man, bad. Not true. Donald Trump is not some evil Hitler that's come to take over the world. But they would like you to think so, wouldn't they? Because what's happening is, as things are becoming more transparent and we're discovering about the corruption, for example, in USA, we discover that, oh my goodness, they were misappropriating funds and doing all kinds of strange things. And it's going to get a lot worse. It's going to get a lot uglier. And I can guarantee you with the Ukrainian situation, we're going to discover a lot of corruption and a lot of mismanagement of funds because of 50 to 70% of the money that was sent to Ukraine never arrived. Where did it go? We do know a portion of it did go to the cartels in Sinaloa. So you can take that to the bank that some politicians in Europe and the United States made a lot of money. And when I say take it to the bank, I mean literally take it to the bank. The next thing to keep in mind is they will attack anyone that opposes their narrative or their agenda. So when you look at Ursula von der Leyen, I think her name is, the head of the EU Parliament, she says it in such a nice way. It sounds like, oh yeah, I'm really here to help you. You know, I am here to protect democracy because I'm a proponent of democracy. But is she? Let's have a look at this.
Your Excellency, the most honorable Dame Sandra Mason, President of Barbados, Prime Minister Motley, dear Mia, Secretary General Dr. Clara Burnett, Secretary General Guterres, Presidents, Prime Ministers, ladies and gentlemen, it is such an honor for me in this world where there's a clear attempt by some to build spheres of influence, where competing visions of the world order are leading to a more transactional approach to global affairs, where the disruptive potential of intense competition is rising, where there is no win-win situation but a win-lose situation is what is the right. In this world, Europe's offer is clear. Let's have a look for shared values, for mutual interests, and work together. This is the call of today.
What this really means is that their control and their power is under threat because social media and people being able to communicate freely between each other is merely making a problem. Elon Musk is a big thorn in their side because people are able to discover the truth. True, there's misinformation out there and there's embellishments and stuff, but that's nothing new. The media does it every day of the week. I can give you an example right now. There was where they said Elon Musk just got a contract for $400 million in armored vehicles for the State Department. That is true. That contract was signed and ordered during the Biden administration. And guess what? It was canceled under the Trump administration. But there's a lie for you that they just published just this past week. So the media lies a lot as well. But as long as it supports the narrative of the people in power, the elite. And she is one of the elite, along with, I think, Catherine Lagarde, who's the head of the MIF, And a few of the prime ministers in certain particular countries that we don't need to call out, like Macron or Pedro Sánchez or a few others that we know that are out there, they're all shitting their pants because they realize the gig is up and their reign is coming to an end. And it's well worth it because these people are corrupt, they're dishonest, and they're just self-serving, and they've ruined their countries. In fact, a lot of them, like Keir Starmer particularly, should be locked up into the Tower of London because that guy, he's completely a dictator and right in your face. He's real direct about it. If you look at their programs and their policies, they'll sell it to you like it's good. You see, evil will always sell itself with the face of good. It'll look like it's something there to help you. And it's deception, if you think about it, you know? A good face, a good show, it looks nice, it looks wonderful, I'm here to help you, but behind it, it's rotten and evil to the core. And that's what basically many of these people are. Not all politicians are bad, not all politicians are corrupt. I've worked with many nice, quality people. Many of them are actually gullible and actually believe that what they're doing is the right thing, but that's a question of ideology. That's another matter. It's a different thing when you have somebody like Ursula von der Leyen, who knows very well what she's doing with DSA, and so does Pedro Sánchez, and Catherine de Boll, and Macron, and all these guys. They know exactly what they're up to. So there's no excuse for these kinds of people. As I said, they pull the wool over a lot of people, and you can lie to the people a lot of the time, but you can't fool all the people all of the time. Wake up. It's time to take some action. I'm not talking about doing crazy things. I'm just talking about letting your politicians know that you're not going to put up with it anymore. In Spain, they're developing a two-tier justice system, one for the elite and one for the normal people like you and me. This is particularly true in Spain, where another justice explained the exact same thing to me, how Pedro Sánchez is he's warping and he's manipulating the judicial system to serve those that support him, in other words, his political group. And he's undermining democracy. So what I'm getting at, Pedro Sánchez is not into democracy. Ursula is not into democracy. Catherine de Boll is in democracy. Macron is into democracy. If you think about it, democracy is a pain in the ass. Why do you think Putin did away with it? You have to get elected every 4 or 6 years. What a pain. Isn't it better just to become, de facto leader of your country? It's so much easier. It's so much nicer, And then when you have to, retire after a while, you get a big fat job, a contract with somebody, and you all take care of each other because you're all part of the same corrupt club. Business leaders, for more value, follow me.